Hello and welcome to my channel. Chinchillas are prey animals, and like all prey animals, they are vulnerable to predators. So here are 5 defences a chinchilla has to avoid them becoming someone's lunch. Now, your pet chinchilla may display some of these behaviours as well. Some of them are obvious and some of them not so much. Number 1. In the wild, they live in herds of up to 100 chinchillas. This is a common tactic for prey animals to reduce the chances of being eaten. The old saying, safety in numbers, comes to mind. In a herd, there will always be several chinchillas on the lookout whilst others forage for food, and if any of them spot anything vaguely threatening, they will sound the alarm by barking. This bark is very loud and lets other chinchillas know in the area that there could be danger nearby. This still happens in captivity, so if you hear your chinchilla making a very loud barking sound, don't worry. They have just seen or heard something they don't like and are trying to warn others about it. The second defence mechanism is to run. Chinchillas are actually surprisingly fast over short distances. They are very agile. They can leap, dart and change direction quickly with ease. So if your chinchilla is out for playtime and they don't want to go back in their cage and you have to try and catch them, this can prove to be a little tricky. This is why I suggest that you have your chinchilla out in a small area rather than in a large open expanse, because if you are struggling to get your chinchilla back in their cage, it can be really tricky to get them back in a large area because they will just manage to run away from you. So yeah, good tip for you there. Small areas for playtimes, not large expanses. Now, although running, weaving and darting can be effective against some land predators, it's really no match for a bird of prey as they are exceptionally fast. So here is defence mechanism number 3. If a chinchilla is caught by a predator, it has the ability to release large clumps of its fur in an instant. This is called a fur slip. So if a bird of prey, for example, was to try and swoop down and get a chinchilla in its talons, it might end up just coming away with some of the chinchilla's fur, giving the chinchilla enough time to run for cover or dart down one of its many burrows. Now, with your pet chinchilla, if you pick up your chinchilla a little bit awkwardly, or they didn't know you were going to pick them up, or you stress out the chinchilla while they're being handled, they may do a fur slip and you may find yourself covered in lots and lots of chinchilla fur. Don't worry, the fur does grow back. It is a perfectly normal behaviour for a chinchilla to do, although one to try and be avoided because it means they are slightly stressed if they do it. But yeah, it's not the end of the world if you find that your chinchilla has had a fur slip. Number 4. If a chinchilla gets cornered by a predator, they may raise up onto their hind legs and spray urine at them. Although this won't hurt the predator, it may distract them long enough for the chinchilla to escape. Females also do this to males to let the males know that they are not interested in their advances and to back off. It's also a common tactic when you see 2 chinchillas fighting. One may spray urine at the other and vice versa. And yes, if a chinchilla does feel threatened by you, they may spray urine at you. Although it is more common for females to do this, males can spray urine as well. It's a little bit of a myth that only females spray urine. Now, if you have a male and female together and they're spraying urine at each other, it could be that it's a sign that they're getting ready to start the mating process. Now, if you have 2 pet chinchillas and they are spraying urine at each other, it's a sign that they are not getting along and that they are fighting. and at this stage it might be best to separate them. Number 5, if all else fails, they can bite. Chinchillas have very sharp teeth which can gnaw through wood with ease. If they release a short, hard bite, a predator may drop them and allow them to escape. And yes, sometimes chinchillas will feel threatened and bite their owners. If a chinchilla gives a true bite, not to be confused with a nibble, it will often break the skin and is quite painful. Chinchillas nibble all the time, it's part of their curious nature, but if a chinchilla gives a true bite, you really would know about it, and it's quite rare for a chinchilla to actually give their owner a proper bite. I have only been given a proper true bite by a chinchilla a handful of times, and I own nearly 50 chinchillas, and I have been working with chinchillas for nearly 30 years. So when I say it's quite rare, it really is quite rare to have a proper full-on bite from a chinchilla, and that is when they are really super scared and super threatened. That's when they really sink their teeth in. So there are some myths out there about how a chinchilla defends itself. For example, there's a myth going around that chinchillas can drop their tails. This is not the case at all. A chinchilla cannot drop their tails. This is just, I don't know where this one comes from. Who knows? The internet is a wonderful place, but yeah, that's not the case at all. Chinchillas cannot drop their tails. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in another one soon. Goodbye for now.